Practical Vipassana Exercises, written by Venerable Mahasi Sayadaw. Part 1. Basic Practice. Preparatory Stage. If you sincerely desire to develop contemplation and attain insight in this, your present life, you must give up worldly thoughts and actions during the training. This course of action is for the purification of conduct, the essential preliminary step towards the proper development of contemplation. You must also observe the rules of discipline prescribed for laymen, or for monks as the case may be, for they are important in gaining insight. For lay people, these rules comprise the 8 precepts, which Buddhist devotees observe on Sabbath days, Vipassana, and during periods of meditation. Footnote. The 8 Vipassana precepts are abstention from 1. Killing, 2. Stealing, 3. All sexual intercourse, 4. Lying, 5. Intoxicants, 6. Taking food after noon, 7. Dance, song, music, shows, attendance and performance, the use of perfumes, ornaments, etc., and 8. Using luxurious beds. End footnote. An additional rule is not to speak with contempt, in jest, or with malice to or about any of the noble ones who have attained states of sanctity. Footnote. There are 4 noble individuals, Arya Pugala. They are those who have attained a state of sanctity. 1. The stream winner is one who has become free from the first 3 of the 10 fetters which bind him to the sensuous sphere, namely personality belief, skeptical doubt, and attachment to mere rules and rituals. 2. The once returner has weakened the 4th and 5th of the 10 fetters, sensuous craving and ill will. 3. The non-returner becomes fully free from the above-mentioned 5 lower fetters and is no longer reborn in the sensuous sphere before reaching Nibbana. 4. Through the path of holiness, one further becomes free of the last 5 fetters, craving for fine material existence in the celestial worlds, craving for immaterial, purely mental existence, conceit, restlessness, and ignorance. End of footnote. If you have done so, then personally apologize to him or her, or make an apology through your meditation instructor. If in the past you have spoken contemptuously to a noble one who is at present unavailable or deceased, confess this offense to your meditation instructor, or introspectively to yourself. The old masters of Buddhist tradition suggest that you entrust yourself to the enlightened one, the Buddha, during the training period, for you may be alarmed if it happens that your own state of mind produces unwholesome or frightening visions during contemplation. Also, place yourself under the guidance of your meditation instructor, for then he can talk to you frankly about your work in contemplation and give you the guidance he thinks necessary. These are the advantages of placing trust in the enlightened one, the Buddha, and practicing under the guidance of your instructor. The aim of this practice, and its greatest benefit, is release from greed, hatred, and delusion, which are the roots of all evil and suffering. This intensive course in insight training can lead you to such release. So work ardently with this end in view, so that your training will be successfully completed. This kind of training and contemplation, based on the foundations of mindfulness, Satipatthana, had been taken by successive Buddhas and noble ones who attained release. You are to be congratulated on having the opportunity to take the same kind of training they had undergone. It is also important for you to begin your training with a brief contemplation on the 4 protections, which the enlightened one, the Buddha, offers you for reflection. It is helpful for your psychological welfare at this stage to reflect on them. The subjects of the 4 protective reflections are the Buddha himself, loving kindness, the loathsome aspects of the body, and death. First, devote yourself to the Buddha by sincerely appreciating his 9 chief qualities in this way. Truly, the Buddha is holy, fully enlightened, perfect in knowledge and conduct, a wayfarer, world-knower, the incomparable leader of men to be tamed, teacher of gods and mankind, the awakened one and the exalted one. Secondly, reflect upon all sentient beings as the receivers of your loving kindness, and identify yourself with all sentient beings without distinction. Thus, may I be free from enmity, disease, and grief. As I am, so may my parents, preceptors, teachers, intimate and indifferent and inimical beings be free from enmity, disease, and grief. May they be released from suffering. Thirdly, reflect upon the repulsive nature of the body to assist you in diminishing the unwholesome attachment that so many people have for the body. Dwell on some of its impurities, such as stomach, intestines, phlegm, pus, blood. Ponder on these impurities so that the absurd fondness for the body may be eliminated. The fourth protection for your psychological benefit is to reflect on the phenomenon of ever-approaching death. Buddha's teachings stress that life is uncertain, but death is certain. Life is precarious, but death is sure. Life has death as its goal. There is birth, disease, suffering, old age, and eventually death. These are all aspects of the process of existence. To begin training, take the sitting posture with the legs crossed. You might feel more comfortable if the legs are not interlocked, but evenly placed on the ground, without pressing one against the other. If you find that sitting on the floor interferes with contemplation, then obtain a more comfortable way of sitting. Now proceed with each exercise in contemplation as described. End section.